everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me. If you are new here, my name is Lacey and this is Living with Lacey. So everyone, I want to welcome you to 25 days of planner tips. First of all, I want to thank Tamara from the Paper and Pen Girl for inviting me back for this collaboration again this year. I'm so excited. It is such a great collaboration, great channels, great people who love paper and pens and all things stationery. So this year we are looking at Planner Switching Edition. Now I thought that was funny because Tamara called me out not too long ago about me switching up my planners so much this year. I don't know what went on, but I did. So today we're going to talk about how to successfully switch up your planners. Now before we begin, I hope you went back and saw the lineup. Today is day 10. I hope you saw the lineup 1 through 9. Yesterday it was HanCanPlan. She is absolutely amazing. She's a mom, she's a wife, she's a shop owner, and she's going to talk to you about using printables to be successful. And then tomorrow, which is going to be day 11, you're going to see Plan with Ilysse. I know y'all know her from the Happy Planner. She's absolutely incredible at planning. So I'm supposed to give you one tip, but if you know me, I might have more than one, but it's okay. I do have one main tip, but I have a couple others that go in with it when you want to switch successfully. So for those of you who don't know me, I use a variety of planners because I love all things planning. I am a disc girl at heart. I love disc. I also love, show you this, Traveler's Company. I also love a Hobonichi-like style planner. So I've had some experiences in switching planners. All right, so the first thing I want you to know and understand, you got to think about your needs and your priorities. So look at your planner system, the one that you're currently using, identify what works and what doesn't work. There was a time where I felt like this system, this disc system, this large disc system did not work for me. And then I had to switch to a whole nother system. I went down to a smaller planner and then I wanted to just try something different, try something new. So you want to look and see what is working for you so that when you're looking at a whole different system, you can see what parts does it have that's something that you're familiar with and then what's missing. You also need to choose a system that aligns with where you are currently, right? And your lifestyle currently. At one point, like I said, this was just too much. It was too big. And then I went to a smaller system. Then I decided I had so many travelers notebooks that I wanted to plan in the traveler's notebook. And I'm going to show you an example of both systems, you know, looking at how I went from functional to a little bit of decorative, still functional, but how I had to make it meet my needs. All right, so another little tip I haven't got to my big tip yet, but another little tip is to transfer everything gradually, okay? Now, that's where we make the big mistakes, or that's where I made my big mistake. When I decided I left from this big system right here, and then I went over to it wasn't a traveler's notebook, but it was sterling ink right here. I want to let y'all know I did not finish this for 2024. I did not. It did not meet all of my needs. And I don't know, something was just missing. Something was missing. And so instead of me just looking at this transferring gradually, where I was kind of using this one and this one, I think Tamara said that for her tip, using both of them at the same time. I just put this one down and I went to this and it just didn't work out for me. It just didn't. So I'm going to give you my final tip, my big tip, but I want you to think about using it gradually. All right. And simplify it. That's the third tip within my big tip that I haven't given you yet. Simplify it. Don't try to go to something that's too much. All right, are you ready for my overall big tip? My overall big tip is to use undated inserts or an undated, whatever you're using. Travelers Company has so many undated items that you can use. I think Sterling Ink does too. So when I was very successful, I went from here and I tried something different. I went to Sweet Freckles Design. It's just undated. Because my thing is, I wanted to get into the Hobonichi craze, but I knew that I could not stay true to that. And so sometimes you got to take a step back and really just be true to yourself. I knew I could not do that. So, like I said, sometimes you have to take a step back and really know who you are as a planner, and I think simplify it. So that's what I did in order to be successful. So I was able to use both of these systems at the same time, but they were undated because I didn't want the pressure of trying to keep up with two different planner systems at the same time. And that was going to be difficult. So if you are trying to switch systems, and I'm letting you know now, sometimes it's hard for us. There are so many different planners coming out and we want to try everything. I think it's good to try things because when you try things, that's when you find out what you really like. And so that's my tip for you, is to try to make sure that you're using undated. If you're currently using dated inserts and you want to try something different, go to undated and then get this system in undated as well. Because guess what? If I hadn't used this in 2 years, I can always come back to it. All right, so let's take a look at these planners real fast, and just so you can kind of see what I was thinking, how they work for me. Okay, y'all, so let's look at the planner system that I used and what I tried to use and why it didn't work. And so I used, this is cloth and paper, and I like to use this horizontal weekly insert. I've used it all year long. And so I have a space right here for my main task. And then I have this space right here, this grid is where I put my to-do list. And then I usually just check off right here things that I need to do. And then right here, I usually divide this section up into work, church, shop, whatever I need it to be. This is either happy mail or meals. And then this is next week. So this is something that I use, and I wanted to make sure that I also had a way to use those same items or those same tasks and events, have a space for that in a planner system that I was moving to. All right, so let's go look at this Sterling Ink. This is the N1, I believe. And y'all, I love this planner, but it just, I don't know, something about it didn't work for me. And I know y'all all know about this, but I want to turn around and show you what made me go to it in the first place. So once again, I love that it was very similar. So if you see, there's a line right here where it separated big task or my main events from my to-do. I felt like this was the same way, main events, to-do. And then right here, I had top priorities, task, which are some of the same tasks that were here, errands and happy mail. So I went through here and I started looking. I'm like, okay, this was working at first. I think my draw was, I loved that this is already set up for me, right? And then this is something that I had to create, because if you go back here and look, it's just a grid. It's just a grid. So I think I was looking for that creative outlet, and every single week I could do something different. But when life got busy, when life got extremely busy, I didn't have time for this part over here. And then I just started skipping. I started skipping, and I found my way right on back to something I was very familiar with and already set up. And so this was dated, and I'm not going to say it was wasted money, but I didn't use it because, let's see when I stopped. In July. Yeah, life got busy, and then I was done, and I went back to this because it was already set up for me. And so I've missed all this opportunity. So that's why that is my key takeaway for you, is to try to get something that's more on the undated side. So this is a Sweet Freckles design, and this right here probably worked a lot better for me because it's undated and I didn't have to feel like I've got to do both of these planners at the same time. And so if I wanted to work on one for a week, then come over here and work for a week. And that's how you can gradually set up, and that's how you can gradually move to a different planner system. So guys, that is it for my video. Like I said, my big takeaway is to try, if you possibly can, to have undated inserts. That way you can use both of them at the same time, but you can gradually move into the system. And then if it's not working for you, you can move back to the system that you're familiar with, something that's going to help you be organized and productive without feeling like you've just wasted another planner. And then when you decide, hey, I'm ready for a change, you have this undated insert that you can come back to, or this undated planner that you can come back to. All right, so that is it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are new here and you're just stopping by to see these 25 planner tips, I'm just asking that you consider subscribing to my channel. We do all things planner over here and Traveler's Notebooks. And I'd be happy to have you be part of the Living with Lacey family. Don't forget, tomorrow is day 11 and you'll be watching Plan with Ilysse. And y'all, I'm going to put the whole lineup. We're just on day 10. And so there's more days to come. There's 15 more days to come. And so I'm going to put the whole lineup in the description box below. And so I'm excited to have you with me today. And if you have any questions or comments, and let me know what systems have you used, and maybe you can tell me how you successfully moved into a new planner system. All right, Tamara, thank you again for asking me to be a part of this collaboration, and I will see you guys soon on another video. Bye.